What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an overall market update, looking at the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq Composite. And we're going to talk about two trades that I made today on the 23rd of November in 2018 to end off this week. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys who want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well as on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. And if you guys want to be in contact with me and 250 plus other investors and traders throughout the trading day, feel free to join that free Discord group chat. Again, we're going to be talking there about trading, investing, strategies, news, and just networking with each other on a day-to-day basis. So I guarantee you guys will not regret getting into that group chat. And again, all of those are linked down below in the description box. So today, guys, on Friday, we know that it's a shortened trading day due to the holiday. And speaking of the holiday, guys, I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you do celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you were able to enjoy it with your family, friends, and whoever you're able to celebrate it with. And me personally, guys, I had a great Thanksgiving. It was a great day to enjoy time with friends, family, and get away from the daily grind of trading, making videos, and doing everything else that I do. So I hope you all were able to enjoy that as well. But now, let's talk about a little bit what's been going on with the overall market. Not crazy volatility today because, again, it was a shortened day. The volume isn't as crazy as it typically is, but we did see a couple of stocks, the tech stocks in particular, fall a little bit lower today. And we noticed that, overall the market is red today. The Dow Jones being down about 160 points, the S&P being down about 15 points, and the Nasdaq being down about 32 points. This is obviously meaning that the overall stock market is down, and some of these big name companies that we follow on a day-to-day basis are down as well. So let's get a little bit deeper into it. And in terms of the technical analysis on the Dow Jones, guys, we've been talking about this support level here at about $24,500 over the past couple of videos. And what do we notice now, guys, is that we pretty much broke down below that with the Dow Jones being down about 150 points today. That pretty much blew us beneath that support level at around $24,500. So on a technical basis, guys, this is not too good because what do we notice in terms of the pattern here? We topped off here at $27,000 roughly, made a lower high here at about $26,263, and now since we're breaking below this support at about $24,500, we're in the process of making a lower low from the previous low at about $24,500. So next week, guys, in particular, if we are able to keep pushing down here, that is obviously putting us deeper into this correction and maybe heading even into a bear market in terms of the Dow Jones. So technically speaking right now, guys, not looking too great, especially since we're breaking below this support. But the RSI is showing that we're a little bit oversold in terms of the Dow Jones. So keeping an eye on this is going to be a very big factor. Well, not really a very big factor, but it's going to be, giving us an indication on whether or not the Dow Jones is going to be reversing at this level here or not, right? So just keep an eye on the RSI indicator, and remember, guys, indicators, they're not going to be our sole, decision-making factor of whether or not we're going to buy or sell a stock, but they're just there to supplement us, right? For those of you guys that go to the gym, right, supplements for the gym are not going to make or break your appearance, right? But they just help you, right? The same thing with the stock market. These are like supplements to, making your decisions, right? That's the whole entire idea of indicators. So I hope you guys enjoy that little analogy. Kind of just came up off the top of my head, but it really correlates with, going to the gym and using supplements like pre-workout, creatine, protein powder. For those of you guys that are into that, you know what I'm talking about. But let's take a look at the S&P 500 now that we're on this topic. So same thing here, guys. This one is at a support at about $2,632, but this one was not, break below. This one has not broken below the support at about $2,630 quite yet, although it is down about 16 points today, down about 0.6%. But the fact that it hasn't broken below there is a good sign. But again, just like the Dow Jones, guys, if this does break below here, that is a lower low from the previous low, and that is, heading into deeper correction territory, deeper, maybe even into a bear market for, the S&P 500. So let's take a look at the Nasdaq very quickly, guys. This is the one that blew right through the floor of that support level at about 66.75 that we were talking about in a couple of videos ago. And this is mostly due to Apple being crushed over the past couple of weeks, guys. We saw it peak at 230 a month and a half, 2 months ago. And now, as we can see here, Apple's at $172 per share. So that's obviously killed the Nasdaq. And in terms of how much the Nasdaq is down from the peak, guys, the Nasdaq is already down 15% roughly from its peak. So this one is the deepest in terms of heading into a bear market out of the correction territory that we've been in, because let's just take a look very quickly, guys. This one's down 15% from the peak. The Dow's down about 10% from the peak, and the S&P is down about, I believe it's down about 10-12% as well, right? Yeah, right around there, 10-12%. So in terms of the overall indexes, guys, the Nasdaq has been getting hit the most, mostly due to Apple being crushed from the 230 peak down to about 172 to where it's at right now. So let's just talk about the two trades that I made very quickly today, guys, before I do send you off, onto your days. So it was one was in DRIP and the other one was in UGAS, and I was able to call these out. See, there it is, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just ended up closing the market right now, right, guys? Yup, just closed. But anyway, the two trades were in DRIP and UGAS, and I was talking about these in the Discord group chat, right? And, for those of you guys that were in there, you saw me make those call outs. So pretty much, guys, why I traded DRIP was because, A, we opened up a little bit lower than the pre-market high at about 1160. And remember, guys, whenever, we see a pre-market high at whatever price that may be, and then we see a slow decline heading into the market open, that opens up a margin of profit for that particular stock or ETF, right? And that's exactly what ended up happening here with DRIP. We peaked at about 1162, ended up opening up the market at about 1128. We ended up dropping all the way to 1094, and then we started to pop back up, and that opened up a nice, what was that, about a 5-6% margin for profit, and that opened up my eyes to DRIP, right? Because that margin of profit opened up, we started to shoot back up in price, and that gap was slowly starting to fill up. And then I actually ended up getting into DRIP at about $11.06, I believe, and I ended up selling my position at about $11.30. I did not catch all of the profit that I could have because I didn't sell off at about $11.44. I ended up selling off down here once we started to break down below this EMA line a little bit before that, but I noticed a couple of red candlesticks starting to form, and I took my profits at about 11:30. So from 11:05 up to 11:30, that's when I ended up making this trade. That gave me about a 2% trade on DRIP. So very quick, clean trade on DRIP, guys. This was about a 1-hour trade, I believe. Not even, like a 45-minute trade roughly on DRIP, because I got done trading actually at about 10:30 today, and I traded for about an hour, made my 2% on DRIP, and then I had an even better trade on check out all these Black Friday deals, guys, popping up in my email. But I had an even better trade on UGAS, and we're going to talk about this one very quickly. So this one wasn't the same setup as DRIP in terms of having a margin of profit pre-market hours, but instead, guys, this one was able to break out of this downwards trending pattern that we saw from Wednesday's trading session, right? We saw on Wednesday this one was, getting rejected, pushing down in price, and that headed into the pre-market hours today. But when I saw it break out of that 180 SMA, started to show an uptrend pattern heading into the market open, this is what opened my eyes up to UGAS. And UGAS, guys, it ended up playing out very nicely early on in the day. We started pushing up, consolidating, pushing up, consolidating. We didn't end up pushing up again, but I think I took my profits actually at the peak on this one, guys. No joke. I took them at about 169.45 in terms of this ETF, and then it ended up just playing out to the point where I took my profits at the exact right time. And it doesn't always happen like that. It mostly does not happen like that. But in today's trading session, that's actually what just ended up happening. So let me take a look at natural gas very quickly for you guys. Why I ended up trading UGAS today was because natural gas got out of this pattern that it was, downtrending in pretty much, right? We noticed this downtrending pattern, and this headed off into Wednesday. And obviously the futures markets were open yesterday, although the actual stock market wasn't open, so we were able to see the movement in terms of natural gas. Yesterday it was pretty much a consolidation day, right? And then once we broke out of this 180 SMA resistance on this 5-day, 5-minute chart, that is when I opened up my eyes to UGAS as a potential trade today. So we broke out of that resistance point, consolidated on top of it, right? And then we started to see some crazy push in natural gas at about, what time was this? Let's see how it correlates here. At about 8 a.m., right? 8 a.m., an hour and 30 minutes before the market opened, I saw some nice push in natural gas, and that pretty much just opened my eyes to UGAS, and the sole reason as to why I traded it, because again, we broke out of this downward trending pattern. Strong consolidation on top of the SMA, meaning that this is a new support level. And then we start to see some nice upwards trending movement in terms of natural gas, which correlated very nicely over to UGAS. So in terms of UGAS, guys, like I said, I sold my shares at about 169.45. I believe I got in. When did I get in, guys? We opened up at 154. I did not get in here. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I did not get in. I wanted to see some consolidation before I did get in. I do believe I got in at about like 160. It might have been like 161-ish, 161.3. I got into this particular trade, and then I did not end up adding more money into this one until about 164. And then, like I said, guys, I ended up selling at 169.45. So average position on UGAS was at about like 163.20, and from there, guys, up to about 169. I ended up making about a 3%, roughly a 3% trade today on UGAS. So totaling my 3% on UGAS and 2% on DRIP, I was able to make 5% today, and my daily goal is about 4 to 5%. So daily goal was hit about 1 hour into the market. At about 10:30, I stopped trading, and you guys can see that right here. At about 10:36 is when UGAS was at about like 169.45, literally exactly when I ended up selling, and it proved to be the optimal time to sell. And like I said, guys, doesn't always happen this way, but today it ended up happening that I sold at the exact right time, right? It just ends up happening like that sometimes. Funny way how things work, right? So from there, guys, it ended up selling off, DRIP. DRIP's actually popped up a little bit, but for the most part, just consolidation today, from the open at about $11.10. So overall today, guys, very happy with how things went in terms of my trading. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you guys ended up doing today in the overall stock market. I would love to know. So overall today, guys, solid day in the markets. Down, the markets were red as a whole. A bunch of these stocks were down pretty much a decent amount, right? Apple down to the 172s. Microsoft consolidated a little bit today, had a nice little run early on in the morning. Facebook got dragged down even more. Netflix dragged down a little bit more after this little early market push up. Amazon's getting pushed back down, possibly back down to the 1400 level very soon. Google getting pushed down again very heavily. So pretty much a big sell-off today. Not a big sell-off, but a decent sell-off in a bunch of the big tech stocks that we follow. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The links are down below in the description box. And join our Discord group as well as our Facebook group. All those are linked down below in the description as well. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Have an awesome time, guys, and whatever you're doing. Hope you guys are living life to the fullest. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.